300 km/h on the track. Millions in the bank, Max Verstappen is Formula One's fastest cash machine. From karting prodigy to F1's unstoppable powerhouse, Max Verstappen lives a life drenched in luxury. With a $250 million fortune, jaw-dropping supercars, and a sky-high Monaco penthouse, his success goes far beyond the track. This is the story of speed, ambition, and Formula One's reigning king of opulence. Max Verstappen was practically born in the fast lane. Born in Belgium in 1997, racing flowed through his veins. His father, Jos Verstappen, was a former F1 driver, and his mother, Sophie Kumpen, was a karting phenom in the 92nd. So when little Max jumped into a kart at just 4 years old, it wasn't a hobby, it was his birthright. Jos even modified the kart so Max's tiny feet could reach the pedals. By 12, Max wasn't just racing, he was ruling, crowned European karting champion. But Max didn't just enter Formula One, he made history. In 2015, at just 17, he became the youngest driver to ever compete in F1 with Toro Rosso. 1 year later, he stunned the world by winning his debut race for Red Bull in Spain, at only 18 becoming the youngest Grand Prix winner ever. Then came 2021, the season that lit Formula One on fire. His fierce rivalry with Lewis Hamilton came down to a dramatic final lap showdown in Abu Dhabi. Controversial? Absolutely. But Max emerged as champion, and he wasn't done. By 2024, he had claimed 4 back-to-back world titles and crushed the 2023 season with a jaw-dropping 19 wins. At this point, Max isn't just a driver, he's a dynasty in motion, and the road ahead, still wide open. Max Verstappen isn't just winning races, he's quietly building a financial empire. With an eye-watering net worth of $250 million and still in his 20s, Max is not only dominating F1, he's fast becoming one of the wealthiest athletes on the planet. Let's break it down. His base salary? A staggering $55 million a year, making him the highest-paid driver in Formula One history. That's just 20% of his income. Every time Max presses the gas, he's not just chasing podiums, he's cashing checks bigger than most CEOs. But the money doesn't stop at race day. His endorsement deals are next level. TAG Heuer pays him $8 million annually to rock their watches. Jumbo, the Dutch supermarket giant, has backed him since day one, still paying $5 million a year. EA Sports made him the global face of F1 2025, putting him at the center of gaming culture. And Heineken? They're using his image to sell beer on every continent? And then there's his own business game. Max owns 20% of Verstappen.com, racing his personal esports and sim racing brand, pulling in $12 million a year and rapidly expanding. Add in $2 million per Instagram post, thanks to luxury and automotive brand collabs, and he's earning more from a selfie than most do in a year. Analysts say he could easily cross $500 million by 2030. If he keeps up this pace, Max won't just be Formula One's reigning champion, he'll be its first billionaire mogul under 35. Up next, let's dive into the $8 million garage that looks more like a supercar museum. Buckle up. You'd expect an F1 world champion to own a few nice rides, but Max Verstappen's garage? It's $8 million worth of pure automotive insanity. And it all began with a modest Renault Clio RS, a $30 Kelvin hot hatch that barely hints at what came next. Fast forward, and Max's collection is a gearhead's dream. First up, the Porsche 911 GT3 RS, lightweight, razor-sharp, and built for slicing through corners like a scalpel. Price tag? $188 Kelvin. And that's just his warm-up lap. Then there's the jaw-dropping Ferrari Monza SP2. No windshield, no roof, just raw adrenaline. Worth a staggering $1.8 million. It's so wild you need goggles just to drive it. But the crown jewel? The Aston Martin Valkyrie. Co-designed by F1 legend Adrian Newey, it's a $3.5 million hypercar that feels more spaceship than street machine. It's the closest you can get to driving an F1 car on public roads. Max also has a thing for Ferraris. His fleet includes a 488 Pista $331 Kelvin, an SF90 Stradale, $500 Kelvin, and that wild Monza. Italian perfection, triple fold. On the British side, he's got an Aston Martin DBS Superleggera $334 Kelvin, and a DB11 $205 Kelvin, both highway beasts that glide through Monaco like velvet. Need something rarer? How about a Honda NSX Type S, gifted by Honda and worth $170 Kelvin. Oh, and for track days, a savage street-illegal Renault RS01 worth $400 Kelvin. These aren't just toys, they're symbols of Max's obsession with speed, design, and precision. When you're worth $250 million and live life at 300 km/h, your garage isn't just for storage, it's a high-octane throne room. And we're just getting started. Up next, Max Verstappen's sky-high Empire private jets, luxury pads, and a life above the clouds. When Max Verstappen isn't dominating the racetrack, he's living like a king in Monaco's ultra-exclusive Fontville district. His $17.4 million penthouse boasts panoramic sea views, a private gym, and total seclusion. But here's the kicker, he doesn't even own it. He rents it. Why? For maximum privacy and flexibility in the world's most glamorous tax haven. Smart, strategic, Verstappen. And when is it time to leave the ground? Max doesn't do first class, he does his class. In 2020, he snapped up a Dassault Falcon 900EX, fully customized in matte black and orange. Even parked, it looked like it was doing 300 km/h. But Max never stops upgrading. By 2025, he leveled up to the Falcon 8X, a sleek, long-range luxury jet capable of flying nearly 12,000 kilometers non-stop. Monaco to Tokyo? Easy. No layovers, no fuss. Whether it's a private escape to Ibiza, a snowy retreat in Switzerland, or flying in for high-stakes negotiations, Max lives his off-track life with the same intensity and precision he brings to every race. But how does he keep up this empire of speed, wealth, and dominance? Up next, inside Max Verstappen's elite daily routine. And spoiler, it's built differently. Max Verstappen's life might look like luxury on the surface, but under the hood, it's relentless discipline. While others are winding down, Max is locked in for 5 hours a day in the Red Bull simulator, analyzing every braking zone, every apex, and every fraction of a second. He's not just racing, he's mastering the science of speed. His training? Brutal. Max goes full throttle with MMA workouts to sharpen reflexes and build insane core strength. Then he hits the high-altitude trails in the Swiss Alps, cycling to push his lungs and endurance to the limit. No shortcuts, just obsession. His diet? A 5,000-calorie engine, built on slow carbs, lean protein, and zero caffeine. Every bite is fuel, carefully timed to power not just performance, but razor-sharp mental focus. And that focus? Tracked to perfection. Max wears an Oura ring to monitor sleep, heart rate variability, and recovery. He's even into mindfulness, because in Formula One, one mental slip can mean disaster. But here's the twist. Max isn't just a machine. Quietly, he gives back funding karting programs for underprivileged kids, opening the door for the next generation of racers. He's a proud supporter of Wings for Life, a spinal cord research foundation close to Red Bull's heart. And during the COVID crisis, he made silent but significant donations to hospitals. He never brags. He never posts. Because for Max, real impact doesn't need attention, it just needs action. Next up, beyond the fame and fire suits, let's meet the real people in Max Verstappen's inner circle and how they've shaped the legend behind the wheel. Honestly, when Max Verstappen's not tearing up the circuit or spraying champagne, the guy's actual life is almost normal? Wild, right? Since hooking up with Kelly Piquet back in 2020, yeah, she's F1 royalty. Her dad is Nelson Piquet. They've sort of become Formula One's it couple. But forget the glitz behind the scenes. It's all cozy vibes, family dinners, and a whole lot of loyalty. Get this, Max has stepped up as a father figure to Kelly's daughter, Penelope. Her dad's Daniil, KVYAT, another F1 dude small world. And now Max and Kelly are expecting their kid, so Verstappen's biggest challenge? Probably diaper duty instead of pole position. You'd think he'd be wilding out with his $250 million and all that fame, but nah, no flashy parties or influencer nonsense. Max is more about sim racing in his man cave, losing his mind over PSV Eindhoven games, or just chilling in Monaco. Zero velvet ropes, no tabloid drama. Dude's got a tight crew, and he keeps it low-key, respect. He's got this laser focus, even off track. Everything's deliberate, super precise, like he's running his life with the same intensity he brings to the car. Now the trophies are stacking up. His family's growing. So, what's he cooking up next? Is Max about to build a racing dynasty, or is he eyeing a smooth exit while he's still on top? Guess we'll find out soon enough. One thing's for sure, the final lap's going to be interesting. Buckle up. Max Verstappen isn't just fast, he's rewriting Formula One history. With more wins per season than legends like Schumacher and Senna, he's setting a new standard of dominance. But off the track, Max is no ordinary athlete. He runs his career like a CEO, crafting smart contracts and building a business empire that stretches from esports to global brand partnerships. He's creating a legacy far beyond racing. With a $250 million fortune, a jaw-dropping collection of hypercars, and relentless discipline, Max is F1's ultimate alpha. The big question, will he keep breaking records or pivot to growing ventures like Verstappen.com? Either way, he's no longer just a driver. He's a powerhouse brand and a legend in motion. Want more deep dives into elite lifestyles and high-speed icons? Like and subscribe for all the inside stories you crave.